Siphinde sibingelele bazalwane egameni lenkosi yethu Jesu. Isifundo sethu sisaqhubeka. So uzokhumbula ukuthi ke la siqale khona sicompare uline kaKristu noline we-144,000. Omega history of ancient Israel. Omega history of modern Israel. So labo line ke bobabili babalekile noma ke uline kaKristu wona okwazi uku-explainer exactly into ezokwenzeka kuline wethu because bayafana. Omega histories uline bokugcina kulama histories, so banama details abalekile esingawathola la to show us ukuthi kwenzekani kule history yethu ukuze sikwazi to prepare ourselves. So yona theme yethu ke le njengobona ma headlines ethu asitshela lonto, we are comparing uline kaKristu noline we-144,000. This is our main theme. And then bese ke ku-develop ke izifundo ke ngaphansi kwaleso sihloko ke esikhulu. Njengoba ubona siqale sizama uku-establish i-waymark ku-1989 no-2001. So sike sathi ukuthasha futhi kula ma-waymarks aliya history kaKristu. Kodwa sangesiye in details mawukhumbula, I was just bengisho nje ngomlomo, angizange ngize really ngifunde or anything ngiquote just to establish lama waymarks. Sizokwenza lokho in the future, I think ikubalekile. So now sithi ke most move masiqhubeka sibese ke bese sifuna ke ukuthola lwa 1863 mangabe yakhumbula ke, because sithi ihistory yama-Millerite kahle kahle bekufanele uKristu ngabe ubuyile kuleya history, and we know ukuthi ke ileya history emayelana ne-slavery, the issues around which are agitating the world ngalesasikhathi, it is slavery. And so sithi uKristu bekufanele ngabe ubuyile ngo-1863. Ama-Millerites athe menza ama-calculations acalculate ukuthi uKristu uzobuya ngo-1844, 1843, 1844, but siyazi ukuthi that was a disappointment. uKristu akabuyanga ngoba ubevele ngeke azabuye ngaleso sikhathi. Bekwenzekani lapha? uKristu ubemuva from the holy place to the most holy place, siyabona. Then Daniel chapter 7 verse 9 to verse 13 ukutshela ukuthi kahle kahle the Ancient of Days was brought, or the Son of Man was brought to the Ancient of Days, and the books were opened and judgment began. And siyazi ukuthi ke uKristu laphana bezo receive kingdom yakhe ngo-1844, and then amabhuku bezovulwa, and then bese judgment iyaqala. Mekuqala i-judgment kwenzekani? Vele leya history yama-Millerites, it was about the coming of the Lord, because fanele qala i-judgment and then uKristu bese yabuya. So sithi bengabuya ngo-1844 bezobuya ngo-1863. Ilonto ke sizama ukuyiprova manje ukuze sibone ukuthi bezobuya kanjani, why sithi uzobuya ngo-1863. And futhi enye into esiyishoyo sithi ama-Millerites, if they understandile i-2520, remember s10 ama-2520 awu-2 ika-William Miller ile ka-Hiram Edson, because khona i-northern tribe bese kuba khona i-southern tribe, njengoba besi-establish ukuthi as soon as u-Israel eqala i-history yakhe azoba splitter lama tribes, yabona. And so sithi if ama-Millerites abezi-understandile lezi zinto, le 2520, ukuthi they have to understand it together, abezokwazi ukuthola ukuthi uKristu uyabuya ngo-1863, lokho sikushoyo. So sizoprova lezi zinto ke namhlanje. And so ke senze i-revision ke njengamanje sithi ke ukhumbula into esiyenzile ke sithe Israel Nkosi yokuqala uSaul, esibili uDavid, esithathu uSolomon, and then bese ke uSolomon siyazi kuzoqhamuka umprofeti Ahijah ahlangane noJeroboam egqokile ingubo yakhe entsha, and then umprofeti Ahijah uzoyidabula le ngubo ayisplithe into 12 pieces. Abesethini abesehlukanise ama-pieces ayi-10 ashiya ayi-2 ngapha, abesethi kuJeroboam uNkulunkulu ukunikile lama-kingdoms lama-tribes ayi-10. And so siyazi ukuthi-ke itheme ezizofika kuSolomon lezi zindaba uzofuna ukumbulala uJeroboam. Jeroboam wafanele abaleka e-Egypt, and then later wafa kuSolomon eshiye ingane yakhe uRehoboam ukuthi uyena ozophatha i-kingdom. And so mebuya kuJeroboam in the hiding Egypt, bazobe sebehlanganisa leaders akwa-Israel kuziwe kuRehoboam ukuthi-ke uzosithini-ke i-kingdom. Uyasazi i-story, kingdom izosplitha-ke right there, and then uJeroboam uzophatha these 10 tribes, uRehoboam uzophatha lama-tribes asela ayi-2, and then after that siyazi ukuthi uJeroboam uzoba jealous ukuthi abantu they are moving bayo-worshipha eJerusalem, and then abese akha amathola ayi-2 egold, abese elinye libeka kwaDan, elinye libeka eBethel, abese encourage abantu ukuthi mabangabusayi eJerusalem mabaworshiphe kulamathole, and then uzobe sebeka ama-priest lapha, ama-priest bakhe azakhele bona yena abangekho even kwi-tribe yama-Levi, or even not even the sons of Aaron, priest of ordinary people abazoworshipha kulamathole egold awakhile. And so apostasy-ke lesikhuluma ngayo yangena kwa-Israel, and izolida ukuthi u-Israel agcine edestroyiwe forever. And so this is where i-25:20 ingena, because Leviticus 26 ukutshela ngokuthi kuzoba khona i-judgment if abantwana baNkulunkulu bengenjani, bengafuni ukumoshipa uNkulunkulu ngale ndlela afuna ngayo. And so sithi-ke after some years, 723 BC, sibonile-ke Second Kings chapter 17 ukuthi-ke nayo inkosi yokugcina ngo-723 BC uHosea lo, and then uzoba destroy ama-Assyrians, and then uzongena kwi-captivity nabantu bakhe, and then ayaphinde futhi aphinde abuyiselwe ethronini yakhe, and then bonke-ke laba bantu bazoba dispersed, bahlakanezeke, bamixane nama-heathens, bese bagcine bengasaba abantu baNkulunkulu, bagcine sebebizwa ngama-Samaritans, labantu ekuthiwa badlelani nabaJuda, yabona. And so siphinde sadila futhi ne-kingdom of the south, this kingdom yase-Jerusalem, Judah. And so since Rehoboam engenile, but siyazi ukuthi ekugcineni nabo bazohamba bakhonza izithombe, and then ngo-677 BC besifunda 2 Chronicles chapter 33, and then sibonile ukuthi uManase ophethe laphaya, and uManase imikhuba yenzile, efaka izithombe endlini kaNkulunkulu, even ethempelini laNkulunkulu, zonke lezi zinto ekuthiwa uzenzile. And so end up uNkulunkulu emlethela ama-Assyrians again to destroy him, because sikhuluma ngani nge-25:20 ukuthi sithi 25:20 is punishment or judgment according to Leviticus 26, ukuthi if awuzumkhonza uNkulunkulu, and then i-judgment izolandela. Alright, so kusho ukuthi ngo-677 BC sibona leyo nto. Manase-ke uzolethelwa ama-captains ase-Assyria, azombamba amhlanganise nameva, bamhlanganise ngey'nsimbi, bemfake emeveni, yabona. Then athi mase sekuhluphekeni, hayi akhale futhi akhala azisole, lithi iBhayibheli he humbled himself before God. wakhumbula uNkulunkulu wakhe ukuthi uNkulunkulu he is God, and so utheme ezisola, and then uNkulunkulu wamhawukela wambuyisela back to his kingdom, back to his throne. Sifunde kanjalo. And so sabe sesihlukanisa-ke lama 2520s sathi-ke le 2520 engaphezulu it's a scattering, le 2520 engezansi yase-Southern Tribe it's a gathering, because lapha phezulu batheme beshawa le 2520 punishment, sange siphinde sizwe ukuthi bake babuye ababa abantu bakaNkulunkulu. But uJuda utheme shawa ile punishment, but there was a gathering. UManase sizwile ukuthi uphinde waziqoqa uManase, and then wabuyiselwa back to his throne. And so the kingdom, or the 2520, it represents a gathering, right? So iyona into ebesiyenza-ke le in a nutshell, just to recap into ebesiyenza yesterday. So sizozama-ke manje ukuthi sibone ukuthi singaqhubeka siye. So na into esizoyenza-ke manje siqala. So sizohamba-ke manje siye kwibhuku lika Isaiah chapter 7. Sibone ukuthi kwenzekani lapha. Isaiah chapter 7, right? So we are just trying to establish zonke lezi zinto esikhulume ngazo. Right. Isaiah chapter 7, sifuna manje kuqala eqaleni kwalama time prophecies ukuze sibone ukuthi aqala la ku Isaiah chapter 7, and iyiphi date le 742 BC lo. Asiqale ku verse 1 just to get a context ukuthi kwenzekani la. And it came to pass in the days of Ahaz the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, that Rezin the king of Syria and Pekah the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up towards Jerusalem to war against it, but could not prevail against it. So into finally we understand again right here in the beginning. So this is 742 BC, right? So faka minus la 742. Kwenzekani? Kukhona iwar izinsuku kuthiwa ke izinsukwini zika Ahaz inkosi yakwaJuda. Kwenzekani ke kuzosuka uRezin king of Syria no Pekah son of Remaliah king of Israel. So just briefly nje kukhona ke iwar la ezosuka. There's a civil war la, and abantu abazosusa iwar is the king of the north, ubani uPekah, abese funa le ally ekuthiwa uRezin king of Syria. So bazohlangana ke manje bafuna ukwenza iwar noba nenkosi yakwaJuda, right? So that's the story. There's a war, a civil war between the king of the north and the king of the south. Ilona funa we understand. Njengoba sithela ama tribes ahlukene manje. So anote khona la nje asiphinde ku verse 1. And it came to pass in the days of Ahaz the son of Jotham. So Ahaz inkosi yakwaJuda, the southern tribe. That the son of Uzziah, the son of Judah, the king of Judah, that Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up toward Jerusalem to war against it, but could not prevail against it. Right? Prevail. 2. And it was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim, and his heart was moved as the heart is as the heart of his and his heart was moved, and the heart of his people, as the trees of the wood are moved with wind. So sayikhumbula ke le prophecy ukuthi the winds of strife, mekukhulunywa ngama winds, kukhulunywa ngani? This is war. Isifunda lapha Revelation chapter 7. And so njengobona ke manje kuthiwa they are moved like umoya umove ama-trees, umoya move izihlahla. So this is war. Verse 3. Then said the Lord unto Isaiah, Go forth now to meet Ahaz, thou and Shear-jashub thy son, at the end of the conduit of the upper pool, in the highway of the fuller's field. Verse 4. And say unto him, Take heed, and be quiet. Fear not, neither be faint-hearted, for the two tails of these smoking firebrands, for the fierce anger of Rezin with Syria and the son of Remaliah. So, kuthunywa umprofeti Isaiah uthatha ingane yakhe uShear-jashub, and then ahambe naye abese beya ku-Ahaz, inkosi yakuphi? YakwaJuda, bayomqinisa, bayomnika izwi likaNkulunkulu ukuthi angasabi, njengoba kukhona iwar, njengoba labantu laba bezama ukuhlangana manje befuna ukulwa noJuda, makangesabi, uyabona. So sithi ke that's the story. Ake sizwe ukuthi ke qhubeka kanjani. Verse 5. Because Syria, Ephraim, and the son of Remaliah have taken evil counsel against thee, saying, Let us go up against Judah and vex it, and let us make a breach therein for us, and set a king in the midst of it, even the son of Tabiel. Thus said the Lord God, It shall not stand, neither shall it come to pass. For the head of Syria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin, and within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, and that it be not a people. I guess funde carefully ke manje. So fundu verse 8 very carefully. So uzwile ke sisho nje la, there's a war between the king of the north and the king of the south, between Pekah and Ahaz. So, and then kuthunywa umprofeti Isaiah ukuthi makahamba ayoqinisa inkosi yakwaJuda. So, because uNkulunkulu is on the side of this king, right? Ukuthi lento abalihlangana ngayo lapha enorth ayizuphumelela, ngithi kusho njalo. So, nangempela ke bazoya kuyena. Then izwa ku verse 8. For the head of Samaria is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. And within 65 years, within 65 years, right? Within 65 years shall Ephraim be broken, and it be not a people. So a prophecy, a prophet ngokuthi Ephraim, angithi Ephraim is the northern tribe, si establishile leyo nto. Sithe this is Judah, this is Ephraim. Then Ephraim, within 65 years, Ephraim akazuba abantu is going to be destroyed. Prophecy isho njalo. Ake silandele carefully lento esikhuluma manje. Sithe lento enzekayo la yenzeka ngo-742 BC. Prophecy yaphuma ke within 65 years Ephraim is going to be destroyed and be not a people. Kushiwo njalo ngithi. So sifuna ke ukubhekisisa ke leyo nto. 742. So kuthiwa 65 years engakapheli, Ephraim is going to be destroyed, right? So ake sisuke ke manje sifuna ukusuka la siye la, from 742 to 677. How many years? It is 65 years. Because now 677, 7 minus 2 is 5. 7 minus 4, 7 minus 4 ubani? Nayo ke mathematics. Sorry, ngenza mistake. Asiyiphendule. Na inamba enkulu. 12 minus 7 is 5, right? 13 minus 7 is 6. So 65 years. So ufuna ubone nje ukuthi prophecy precise kanjani. 742 uNkulunkulu uyaprofetha uthi Ephraim is not going to be a people, or within 65 years. So within those 65 years, kusukela la now 65 years, Ephraim is not going to be a people. Angithi kusho njani? So sehleke sithi la. So how many years from 742 to 723? It's 19 years, right? Because we can calculate again. 12 minus 3 is 9. 13 minus 3 minus 2 is 1. So 7 or 7 by cancelan. So injalo. Yeah, 19 years. Siyayibona, eh? So sithini, sithi prophecy fulfilled. Kuthiwa within 65 years, Ephraim is not going to be a people. Ngempela futhi, from this point, ingangapheli 65 years, ingafikwa la, Ephraim is not a people. Angithi kusho njalo? So sithi 19 years, Ephraim is destroyed. Amazing. But you got to know ukuthi kwenzekani. Lo 65 years uyambona ukuthi uprofeta ngo-Northern Tribe ku-verse 8 of Isaiah chapter 7. But you got to uyabona ukuthi sinikezwa more information even about the king of the south, because 65 years ukuthatha from 742 akubeke ku 677 exactly. Kwenzekani ku 677 ila kubanjwa khona uManase, the king of the south. Siyabona? So but siyasazi story sakhe ukuthi akazo destroywa yena njenge Northern Tribe, because yena uzoxolisa azisole aphinda buyiselwe back to his throne. Angithi? So but it's amazing to see ukuthi this prophecy, if ishiwo long time, 65 years before, kuprofetwa nge-destruction, ngokudestroywa kwalama nations. Siyayibona leyanto. So now sifuna ke ukuthi sibheke kahle ke leyanto. Ake sikhulume ngeKhayazim. Usayikhumbula ukuthi iKhayazim yini? eKhayazim uhlobo oluthile ke lwe-parable lolu. Mesikhuluma ngama-parables, sasithe iKhayazim, lesa structure, let's say you have a line, right? Then if you know one la, if uno 2 la, if uno 3 la, then you have to have a turning point. Angithi? And then bese masa une turning point fanele le structure sithini manje sesihamba in reverse sithini 3 2 1. So this is a chiasm. You begin with 1, you end with 1. So you start ngale order uzoqeda nge-reverse order. Siyayibona le nto? Ithi le nto, if unama steps ehlayo so mawufika lapha ezansi fanele ama steps enze njani? Anyuke. So if you have 1 here, if you have 2 here, if you have 3, if you have 4 here, then you must have 1, 2, 3, 4. So chiasm, it's something like this, right? Enye into ozoyazi mesikhuluma nge-mathematics esikoleni ke manje othisha bazokwazi una something like this, igraph le, y-axis, x-axis, and then besuba nale graph le eme kanje. This is a parabola. So leli side leli naleli side, uyabona? So this side and this side, lento ungayithatha uyithini? Ungayithatha uyifold. Moyithatha lento uyifolda, this side izohlala exactly on top of the other. Angazi noma iyabonakala yini lento. Ngamanye amazwi, if ungathatha manje ukhathe ngesikero la and then try ukuthi ubuyise lama lines azohlala on top of one another like this exactly, because 1 is 1, 2 is 2, 3 is 3. Kanjani nalama steps, if ungawathatha uwafolde izohlala phezu kwelinye. Siyabona? Salinganisa ngokuthi mawusuka la uya eMonti East London, mawusuka eMount Frere manje uya eMonti uzodlula uQumbu, udlule phi? Udlule eMthatha, udlule phi? Udlule eDudu, angithi? Bese uyafika eMonti, right? But mase ubuya, because ufuna ubuyela la kade ukhona, angithi? Mase ubuya uzodlula manje, uzodlula in reverse manje, angithi? Uzodlula eDudu, udlule eMthatha, udlule eQumbu, bese uyafika eMount Frere. So yini ke le sikhuluma ngayo? Ichiasm. So ichiasm ke is a structure, it's a parable, enye yama parables, and iyona ke esizokhuluma ngayo njengamanje. So ngikholwa ukuthi kuyezwakala ukuthi ichiasm yini lesi structure. Now, so sizobe sesithatha lesi structure ke siphambi kwethu ke njengamanje, then ubese ke manje us-understanda as a chiasm. Ake siqale la phambili because it's familiar naleya prophecy. So sino 1844, right? No, 1798. So (1798) to 1844 is how many years? So you can calculate this. This is 14 minus 8. It is 6. And then you have 13 minus 8. Sorry, you have 13, no, you have 14 minus 8, and then you have 4. So it is 46 years, right? From 1798 to 1844, it is 46 years. So mobuya uza la ekaleni kwale prophecy, because into eyenzeka ngapha fanele yenzeke nangapha, because isikhuluma ngechiasm, right? So the distance between 17 or iminyaka between 723 and 677, it's how many years? You don't have to guess, because this is a chiasm. If it's 46 ngapha nangapha, it is 46, right? You can even calculate 13 minus 7, it is 6. 11 minus 7, it is 4. 46. Siyabona? So una 46 ngapha, una 46 ngapha, right? So ithi ke manje leyanto, but le prophecy uyakhumbula ukuthi iqale ngo-742 BC ngapha, ila qalwe khona kuprofeto. And so if uyabheka namanje la, from this point lokugcina la or lokuqala la 723 to this prophecy is ubani, it is 19 years. So unayo 46, but manje i-prophecy yokugcina ngapha 1844, truth fanele manje from 1844 ube nabani, ube no 19 years. So if la manje umuva 19 years in the future, nangulo 19 years, ukuthatha ukubeka phi lo 19 years? 19 years from 1844, ukuthatha ukubeka phi? You've guessed it. Ukuthatha ukubeka ku 1863. Siyabona? So when you add to 19 years la ku 1844, ukunikeza 1863, 9 plus 4 is 13, 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 1 is 6, 1863. Siyayibona leyanto? So nage i-time prophecy. So sithi ke le prophecy ikala 742 BC iyophela phi 1863, if ulandela this parable of chiasm esikhuluma ngayo. I hope siyalandela. Now sithi kuprofethiwe from the beginning Isaiah ukuthi 65 years this northern tribe ayizazuba izoba destroyed. And so now we go 65 years, you have 65 years in the beginning, and then you have 65 years ekugcineni, because 46 plus 19 is 65 years. 46 plus 19 is 65 years. So no 65 years in the beginning, no 65 years ekugcineni. But the 65 years is broken down into two, 19 and 46. 46 and 19. Sithi chiasm ngele. Okwenzeka ngapha kuzokwenzeka ngapha, only in reverse. Angisisho njalo ukuthi ekugcineni izinto ziba in reverse. Now sibhekisise kahle, sithe kwenzekani la 742 BC. Kwenzekani la? Sithe there's a civil war between the north and the south, right? Kulwa na-ke besifunda Isaiah chapter 7, uPekah, king of Israel, king of the north, uhlangene noRezin the Syrian. They are coming together to make war to Ahaz, king of the south. That's Judah, right? Njengoba sithi kuze kuthunywa ke Isaiah ukuthi ayotshela uAhaz amqinisa ukuthi hayi ayizokwenzeka lonto. Siyabona? So sithi ke that's the story. There's a civil war in 742 BC. Now, if you believe this, lento esifundayo manje, and if you believe ukuthi this is the word of the Lord, because Isaiah 46 verse 10, ake sifunde. Isaiah 46 verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So, verse 9, besikhumbuza, remember the former things of old, for I am God. Uthi khumbula izinto zakuqala ngoba nguNkulunkulu. And there is none else, akekho omunye. I am God and there is none like me. NguNkulunkulu, akekho futhi omunye futhi akekho njengami. And uyena kuphela futhi onelungelo lokukhuluma ngalolu hlobo. Because uNkulunkulu and ayikho futhi into esingayenza. Okwethu ukuthi nje we must believe, and that's all. And uthini ke manje verse 10 uthi yena udeclare the end from the beginning. Siyabona? So uthi udeclare the end, into ezokwenzeka egcineni, but I declare kuphi? In the beginning, right? Sibona ukuthi uyenza kanjani le nto. Sithi ke manje ngo742 khona iwar la, a civil war. If kukuthi there's a civil war la, what should you expect? Ulindele ukuthi ngo1863 la kwenzekani? Because uthi yena ukutshela into enzeke egcineni but akutshela eqaleni. If ukhona iwar la, nakanjani kumele kube khona iwar la. Right? There have to be a war. Ile nto sishoyo. And this is why more figure manje ngo1863 you have iAmerica la. Sathi America is divided into north and the south. Angithi? Because bathe befike eAmerica ba occupy this land, this western the eastern part, right? Nayi America sidwebekele amaphi ethu ungacacile kahle. But ba occupy this side, yabona? So because bazokwenza ama colonies, there are 13 colonies. You have north and south. This is how they were divided in this war, because bebe 13 colonies, but ngenxa yani slavery, the northern side, but slavery is wrong. A south, but no, slavery is right, and slavery is endosiwe eBhayibhelini. Abraham had slaves, Israelites had slaves, so slavery is from God. So the idea yokuthi siyolanda abantu abamnyama eAfrica to enslave them is the idea of God. Angithi yabona? So we are right, we are correct. So and north, but no, this is not it. And then a war broke up. So kwaliwa, then you have a civil war eqale ngo1861 izophela ngo-1865. Siyabona? There's a civil war la ekuliwa erajayo njengamanje ngo-1863. 1863 is in the middle of this war. Siyayibona le nto? So sithi, this is how we read the word of the Lord. Methi ngizokutshela into eyenzeka ekuqaleni ngikutshele ekugcineni. If ususitholile istructure, you can ungeza eqaleni uzobheka ukuthi kwenzekani. And then into eyenzeka ekuqaleni izokutshela ukuthi kwenzekani ekugcineni. So njengempela njengamanje ke nangempela siprovile ke le nto ukuthi there's a war and there is a war la, right? So the time prophecy iqala ngo-742, 65 years before, and nangapha izophela 65 years after the time prophecy esithi 2520. So point okugcina it is 65 years. Now that's number one. Uyibonile war. And then bese qhubeka ku-Isaiah. Siku-Isaiah chapter 7, right? Asiya verse 9. Sihle nayo. All right, sakhulunywa ke, and the head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is Ramaiah's son. If you will not believe, surely you shall not be established. So kukhulunywa no Ahaz. Remember, this king of Israel, the king of Judah, the southern tribe. Kuthiwa, if you don't believe, you will not be established. So this is the principle we finally understand my prophecies. Ukuthi if you don't believe, you cannot be established. Even namanje simesifunda lezi zinto. If you don't believe, it is hard. You cannot be established. And kutshela u-Ahaz njengamanje ukuthi kudingeka ukholwa manje kule nto. Verse 10. Bese kuthiwa, moreover, the Lord spake again unto Ahaz. Waphinde wakhuluma futhi ku-Ahaz, saying, ask thee a sign of the Lord thy God. Ask it either in the depth or in the height above. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt the Lord. Ake silalele lento ayikhulumayo. Uthi umprofeti sesikutshelile ukuthi labantu ababili abalwayo njengoba kuyaliwa manje la, yabo? The northern tribe and the southern tribe, right? So sibhale la, the northern tribe and the southern tribe. Kuyaliwa ngesisho njalo. So utsheliwe ukuthi hayi labantu bazoba destroyed. Lento abazama ukuyenza njengoba bezokuhlasela angeke baphumelele. And then emva kwalokho bese kuthiwa ask for a sign. Isayini lokwenzani? Isayini lokuthi lokuqinisekisa ukuthi lento ekhulunywayo izokwenzeka. So you ask for a sign. If lento ayisho uNkulunkulu uyayibelieve ukuthi izokwenzeka, you will ask for a sign. So ngifuna uyilalele kahle ke lento yale sign. Abantu bakwa-Israel baye-understanda le nto le. Because thina namhlanje uzoba nento yokuthi hayi mhlambe lento yokuthi ask for a sign yabo ingathi iveza ukuthi engathi awumthembi uNkulunkulu ukuthi lento ayishoyo lento ayishoyo uzoyenza yabo leyana. But no, ayihambi kanjalo la. So le nto senze example nje uyizwe kahle. Ake siye kulesi story sika Gideon. Siyozoya Judges chapter 7. So mofika la ufika uGideon, right? uGideon ulo muntu ozoraiswa ke manje as a judge, angithi, as a judge uIsrael, because njengamanje la ba persecute Amalekites, right? So ba persecute Amalekites la. So umuntu ozokhethwa-ke njengamanje to save Israel uGideon. So ngizama ukuthola nje la, right? So this is Judges chapter 7. Roughly, ake ngibhekele nje lento. Right. So sifunda Judges chapter 7. Sorry, Judges chapter 6 verse 17. So mawubheka la uGideon-ke ufikelwe this angel, right? And this angel is Jesus Christ, angithi? So ngalesikhathi ekubuza uGideon-ke uyazibuza ukuthi kani baphi labo uNkulunkulu, aphi lamandla? Uphi lo uNkulunkulu kwakhulunywa ngaye kuthiwa uNkulunkulu kaIsrael, mesihlushwa amalakhites ngalolu hlobo, uyabona? Then ingilosi bese iyavela kuyena. Then mase yenzile-ke, mase ebonile kuGideon ukuthi hayibo ingilosi ngempela le, yabona? So ake siqale verse 12. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him and said unto him, The Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord be with us, why then is all this befallen us? And where be all these miracles which our fathers told us of, saying, Did not the Lord bring us up from Egypt? But now the Lord had forsaken us and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites. And the Lord looked upon him and said, Go in this thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have not I sent thee? Right. Uzothi mase izwe yonke ke le nto izwa ke verse 17. And he said unto him, If now I have found grace in thy sight, then show me a sign that thou talkest with me. So mengabe ke uyingilosi kaNkulunkulu ngempela ke, yabo, mengabe nalento ishoyo ukuthi ngizokhulula uIsrael, show me a sign. Yayibona leyanto. And then uNkulunkulu ke uzomnikeza isign, istory ke uzosizwa mesiqhubeka. This fleece lemndwangu or this isikhumba lesi segusha and so forth, asik ma details. So uzomnika isign. So ipoint bekuwukuthi lento yokuthi show me a sign, it's a show, it's a sign of faith, it's a show of faith ukuthi lento eza noNkulunkulu you believe it. Sayibona liyana. So ke manje nangu siku Isaiah chapter 7, nangu ke manje Isaiah ukhuluma no-Ahaz inkosi yakwaJuda, kuthiwa ishi sign, pick a sign, angithi? Uthini yena? Uthi hayi mina angenze lo nto, angithi? Siku Isaiah 7 verse 14. Sorry. Verse 11. Ask thee a sign of the Lord thy God. Ask it either in the depth or in the height above. Issue sign. Because abantu bama signs la bayaziyo. And this sign, it's a sign of faith. Angithi lento abayibuzayo amaJuda kuKristu. Mekuthiwa wena uMesiah wena. Bathini kuyena? Bathi show us a sign. Usinike isign ukuze sikwazi ukubelieve ukuthi uzenza ngakuthini lezi zinto. Athini uKristu athi ayikho isign enizoyinikwa nina except the sign of Jonah. Angithi yabo? UJona lo wangena enhlanzini 3 days 3 nights. So that's your sign. Ngamanye amazwi ke ayisakho isign. So but la kuthiwa kusho Ahaz kuthiwa give us, ask a sign. Uthini Ahaz? Uthi hayi no. Angizucela sign mina. Uyabo? And futhi I'm not going to tempt the Lord. Uyabona? Simiyekeni uNkulunkulu. So what is this? Umuntu ongayifuni isign, umuntu ongabelieve. So kuthiwa ku verse 9, If you will not believe, surely you shall not be established. So vele bese bonakele ukuthi akabelieve vele. Namanje etshelwa umprofeti, emtshela umprofeti ukuthi hey labo labantu laba abahlangene ngawo, this king of the north, uNkulunkulu uthi they are going to be destroyed. So akazange lento yabonakalisa ukuyithatha ngokuyijabulela ukuthi hey, God of Israel is behind me and so forth, yabona. Nangu manje uyabuzwa manje kuthiwa show us a sign, uthini yena? Bekuthiwa give us a sign, uthi hayi no, I'm not, angikho kulonto, uyabona. Kahle kahle ke uyamphoxa, kuphoxa uNkulunkulu. This is what is happening la. Verse 14. All right, siqhubeke no verse 12. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt the Lord. And he said, Isaiah, hear ye now, O house of Israel, O house of David. Is it a small thing for you to weary men, but will you weary my God also? So, this word weary, lithi grieve or disgust. So, kahle kahle uyamphoxa uNkulunkulu, angathi uNkulunkulu ekufikela nezindaba ezinhle, ayithi uNkulunkulu ask anything, utho hayi mina ngizucela lutho, yabo. So this is unbelief. That's all we are saying. This is unbelief. Ahaz akabelieve. Then bese kuthiwa ku verse 14. Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. So angithi awufuni wena ukuthi ucela sign, right? Kuthiwa ke uNkulunkulu uzokunika ke le sign ke manje. Manje ungayicela ngaphi? Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Butter and honey shall he eat, that he may know to refuse the evil and choose the good. For behold, a child shall know to refuse the evil and choose the good. The land that thou abhorrest shall be forsaken of both her kings. Now, we are not going to details with this. Kodwa uthi uNkulunkulu ngizokunikeza isign, and isign engikunikeza yona, the virgin shall conceive. Umuntu wesifazane uzozala ingane, and igama layo kuzoba ubani? Emmanuel, God with us, uNkulunkulu nathi, right? And so that's a sign engikunikeza yona. So ake sizwe kahle lento bazalwane. 742, there's a war between north and south. And then bese kuleyo prophecy uNkulunkulu anikeze this king a sign. Lenkosi engabelieve, right? Kuthiwa kuyona ngizokunika isign kuzozalwa uEmmanuel. So this sign is about the coming of the Lord for the first time, right? Ngesikhathi ezozalwa njengoba sikhuluma ngo4 BC ukuthi uKristu wazalwa, angithi uyabona. That's the sign. Go 742. Now my question, umbuzo uthi ke, there's a war. Si establishile ngo1863 ekupheleni kwale time prophecy, right? There's a war, right? And then if there's a war, there has to be a sign also. Now my question, umbuzo uthi ke, what sign are we getting ngo1863? Because a sign la, it's about this virgin ezozala umntwana. And so kwenzekani ke ngo1863? And we are suggesting now ukuthi ngo1863 there's going to be this sign about what? about the Son of Man, about Emmanuel, right? But not ukuthi uzozalwa as a child, because wayenza loo nto wahamba wayaphinda ezulwini, and into esele manje ukuthi uKristu enze njani, abuye the second time. So this is the sign esikhuluma ngayo njengamanje. So if we understand kahle le nto, let's read Matthew 24. Ngeke sistikhe kahle kule sign. Matthew 24, right? So, verse 29, losihlele simfunda. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light. Ilanga lizoba mnyama, inyanga ibe bomvu, inganiki ikhanya, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. So, now my sign izinto ezenzekayo. And then what? And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and there shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So this is the sign isikhuluma ngayo ngo-1863. So into esishoyo sithi uKristu was supposed to come back ngo-1863. Ngesikhathi se-civil war, the king of the north is waging war with the king of the south. And 1863 was the date uKristu kufanele ngabe ubuye ngalo, according to this sign esinikwa uIsaiah la. So I hope iyezwakala lento esikhulumayo njengamanje. Ufakazi wokuqala ke lo esimnikayo when we talk about 1863. Ukhona omunye ufakazi wesibili, but maybe sizoyenza ngesinye isikhathi leyo. So ake sibone ukuthi kwenzekani la, because khona izinto esifuna ukuzi-establisha njengamanje kule time prophecy yethu. I hope usi-clear ke manje. This is the king of the north, this is the king of the south, time prophecies. And 723 uphela nini? 1798. Amazing. So then 2520 from 677 uphela nini yana? Ngo-1844. So amazing, eh? 1798, 1844. Behlele swazi lama dates. Daniel 12 verse 4 kade sikhuluma le date kuthiwa i-time of the end. Siyabona? And then 1844 siyamazi ukuthi uKristu umove from the holy place to the most holy place. Siyabona? But besingazi ukuthi these dates are established a time prophecy ebizwa ukuthi 2520 ediscover William Miller kuLeviticus 26. Right? So sibona ke ukusebenza kaNkulunkulu ukuthi i-time prophecy le nale time prophecy, but what we are looking at la is the end of these two time prophecies, right? Ake sibheke kancane nje la. So siya ku Daniel chapter 8. Daniel chapter 8 yilo khuluma nge 2300 days ku verse 14. And he said unto me, unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. So siyamazi ke u-2300 days ukuthi uphela nini? Uphela ngo-1844. Ibeqale nini? Ngo-457 BC. Right? But esifuna ukubheka nje la verse 19. Uthi verse 19, and he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the indignation. For at the time appointed, the end shall be. So, angithi uyazi-ke mesi bafundi besiprofeto, we are careful mesifunda. So, kuthiwa la ingilosi le uGabriel uthi, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the indignation. So, mekuthiwa the last end, angithi kukhulunywa ngo-1844 lapha, or kukhulunywa ngo 2300 days. Lo sithi 2300 days uphela nini? Ngo-1844. Siyayikhumbula leya prophecy ukuthi if sizo-add nje la sasithe iqala ngo-457 BC, right? 457 mekwakhiwa mekuphuma leya decree yokuthi makwakhiwe or makuyokwakhiwa iJerusalem, bese u-add 2300 days, uzothatha lo 2300 days from here ayobeka ku 1844. This is standard Adventist teaching. Siyayazi lento, right? So if you bega la in this chart, sino 2300 day oqala ngo-457 BC, right? Aphele nini? Ngo-1843. But siyayazi mistake, 1844, right? So ile time prophecy. Now, sithi ke manje kuthiwani ke kule verse besilifunda. Uthi oza verse 19, oza ngikhombise the last end of the indignation. So, if kukhona last end of the indignation, fanele kube khonani ke manje? There has to be a what? The first end of the indignation. So noma ngaba uyazi indignation uthi yini, if ngithi kuwena this is the last end of the indignation, there has to be the first end of the indignation. Siyibona leyo nto leyo? So yini indignation? So sithi i-indignation kuseyini? Angithi sithe punishment le, sathi i-judgment le. So elinye igama ke, it's indignation. Bekukhulunywa ngale punishment, ngale judgment, this indignation. So sisakhuluma ngani? Ngale 2520, yabona? Because this is this indignation. And ithiwani manje? I will show you the last end of the indignation. So the last end of indignation is 1844. So the first end of indignation iphela nini? Ngo-1798 ngoba ayi-2 ama-indignations. So this is the last one iphela ngo-1844. The first one iphela nini? Ngo-798. Siyabona? So iBhayibheli yonke lisivezela yona ke le ukuthi lento le yakhuluma ngayo William Miller mekhuluma nge-2520, nale yakhuluma ngayo Hiram Edson mekhuluma nge-2520, nale sikhuluma ngayo njengamanje mesithi these two 2520s fanele abe yi-2 because ama-trucks ayi-2, ama-punishment nawo azoba yi-2, noma ama-indignations azoba mangaphi? Azoba yi-2. So ilonto esifuna uyiveza njengamanje ukuthi even naseBhayibhelini you can show ukuthi there is a last end of the indignation. There has to be a first end of the indignation. Ngobuthi Gabriel, I will show you what is going to happen at the last end. Go 1844, ukuthi kuzokwenzekani, I will show you. So the history, it begins in 1798. This is the first end of this indignation. And this is the last end of this indignation. Mesikhuluma ngalama 2520s. 2520 yokuqala, 2520 yesibili. Lesiyidiscussayo njengamanje, right? So, eyesibili into esifanele siyinote ke manje. Ake sisuse la. Now, ake stile nale 2520 ngaphezulu. If you divide a 2520 in half, uthola bani ngapha? Then ngapha you have 1260. So another half is how much? 1260. Right? So if you divide the 2520 in half, uthola 1260 on one side, then uthola 1260 on one side. Siyayibona leya. So leya 2520 sifundisana because iBhayibheli likhuluma ngo-1260 years, because uNkulunkulu ufocuse ngapha ngasekugcineni. But kodwa manje we discover ukuthi there is another 1260 years before. Siyibona le nto. This 1260 years is about what? Angithi sithe uqala ngo-538. La iPapacy iqala khona irula in power for 1260 years till 1798, right? So uNkulunkulu is focusing on this papal system. So what do you have? Before 538, you have paganism ruling for 1260 years. And then from 538, you have papalism, ruling for 1260 years. So, simple as that, akho defenses sifuna ukisho nje la ngaphandle kokuthi uNkulunkulu usivezela nje ukuthi njengoba i-Roman Catholic Church izorula for 1260 years. It's a church, So, paganism nayo izorula for how long? 1260. So, iloko nje sifuna ukuveza ke la. And then sibuye size la ngezansi. Into esifuna ukuyibona la. Uyakhumbula ukuthi ngo-677 uManase uzothathwa ayiswe kwi-captivity bese yaxolisa aphinda abuyiswe, right? But kodwa uEllen White uzosivezela even the Bible mofunda uqhubeka lesa story Second Chronicles chapter 33 so vezela ukuthi noma ngazi uManase angabuya axoliswe yabona, but kodwa izono zakhe bese zingenile emphakathini and abantu bese vele ba corruptile and vele bese thwele kanzima uManase esebukele umsebenzi wakhe noma sezibona esezisona but bengasekho ukuthi athi uzofixa isimo lapha ya, because isono bese singenile, uyabona. Sikhuluma lezi ithombe nalento engamfuna uNkulunkulu yonke lemikhuba ebaliwe lapha yana. So sithi ke this is why uzothi mokubona ke manje still manje moqhubeka uyathola vele ukuthi Egcineni kuzokwenzekani kulabo bantu? Bazodestroywa vele, angithi? uNkulunkulu uzobanikela ezitheni zabo still. Uyabona? Uzobanikela ezitheni zabo. 606, 607, and then uzofika uNebukadnezar. 607, right? Uzofika uNebukadnezar ababambe abayise Babylon in chains. Angithi uyabona? So uyabona manje babanjwe uNebukadnezar. Angithi sithe ama kingdoms aqale Egypt and then Assyria. Ama-Assyrians asedlulile manje. Sekuphethe bani manje? Umuntu ophakanyisiwe manje is this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. Angithi uyabona? So uye lo manje obabambayo obayisa kwi-captivity. Right? So anyway, enye into efuna uyinote ke la ukuthi ke sikhulumile ke ngale period angithi uyayibona 457 to 1844. So esithi iqala ngo457 BC. Uyabona? So ibese iyophela ngo1844. Lo 2300 days siyabona. Now into efanele uyinote ukuthi from 677 to 457 is how many years? 7 minus 7 is 0. Or 7 minus 5 is 2. 6 minus 4 is 2. Right? So kusuka la ku 677 to 457 is 220 years. So ubaleke ngani lo 220 years? Remember sithe this 2520 is the gathering. Angithi? And this is why even ubona njengoba sisho ngo607 bazothunyelwa uNebukadnezar bayise kwi-captivity angithi uyakhumbula. But kodwa after 70 years, right? After 70 years uNkulunkulu uzobathini? uNkulunkulu uzobakhulula futhi esandleni sama Babylonians. Siyayibona leyanto. So bazohlala 70 years eBabylon and then abese yabakhulula, and then by the time you get to 457 ila ke manje sekwakhiwa iTemple angithi sisho njalo, the building, not the temple, sorry, the building of Jerusalem. Seliqediwe iTemple ngesandla samakhosi asePersia, first king Cyrus, Darius and Artaxerxes. So le decree lega Artaxerxes le etholakala ku Ezra 7 verse 13 angithi sizaestablishile ke lezi zinto vele is a revision lesiyenzayo njengamanje. And so in closing, so sifuna ukuthini? Sifuna ukuestablisha lo 2520 lo 220 because sithi lo 220 is important ukuthi siubone ukuthi from this point 677 to 457 is 220 years. Nalesikhathi sekurestore back eJerusalem. They restore abantu back to Jerusalem because people were gathered to come out of Babylon. Angithi baphume eBabylon kuyo establishwa eJerusalem manje. We see a gathering ilonto sisho ngo 457. We see this gathering ngo 457, right? And that gathering, this is the beginning of this 2300 days. If you go to the end of this 2300 days, what do you see from 1798 to 1844? We see a gathering. Say one. So you can see if city live 2520 yes southern tribe is about gathering uNkulunkulu gathering his people. Uyabona ukuthi sizama ukuthini. And even nakuyo the 10 prophets you can see ukuthi i-theme ekukhulunywa ngayo la is gathering. It's the gathering. Siyabona. So sithi we need to ukuthi sifake engqondweni zethu ke lento ye-gathering. Yabona, because even noma sesiya kulama lines sizobe sikhuluma ngale theme, so ifuna ubuye understand ukuthi iqhamuka le theme God gathering his people eqoqa abantu bakhe, because we have to be gathered. If awufuni to be gathered, so it means you don't believe and you cannot be established. Angithi yabona. So sithi ke in closing ake siye ke manje kobheka lo 220 because lo 220 is a symbol and fanele sim understand ukuthi urepresentani. Genesis chapter 32 sifunda verse 9. So istory asazi kuJacob wathatha iblessing yamfowabo wabaleka waya kwaLaban umalume wakhe wahlala 20 years wabuya sekufanele buyile ke manje azohlangana nalo Esau. Lo Esau ayekade embaleka ngithi. Genesis 32 verse 9. And Jacob said, O God of my father Abraham and God of my father Isaac, the Lord which said unto me, Return unto thy country and to thy kindred, and I will deal well with thee. Angithi umyalo uphumile uthini? Buyela emuva kini to your country. So nako ke manje usenkingeni ke manje because kufanele yohlangana nama enemies akhe. 10. I'm not worthy of the list of all the mercies and of all the truth which thou hast showed unto thy servant. For with my staff I passed over this Jordan, and now I'm become 2 bands. Usezisplitile ke manje. Angithi uyakhumbula, usezihlukanisile manje. Use ma bands ayi-2 because usaba Esau manje ukuthi Esau uzomdestroy. So siqhubeke verse 11. Deliver me, I pray thee, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau, for I fear him, lest he will come and smite me and the mother with the children. And thou sayest, I will surely do thee good, and make thy seed as the sand of the sea, which cannot be numbered for multitude. And he lodged there the same night. Nako-ke uzohlala ke lapha the same night ehleli ke njengoba bethandaza ngithi. Verse 13, verse 14 sizwe kahle. Angithi prepare gift manje for Esau. Nako kasizwe 200 she goats and 20 he goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams. So bese ziyabalwa nezinye izinto, but kodwa note ukuthi ku specific la 200 she goats, sifunda verse 14, and 20 he goats. Mase ziphelele zingaphi? Ay 220 izimbuzi, uyabona. Then phinde futhi kuziwe amagusha 200 ewes and 20 rams. So uphethe amagusha awu 220, uphethe izimbuzi ezingaphi? Ezu 220 njengoba ezoncenga ezobuyisana no Esau. So sithini, this symbol, this number 220, it is to do with this restoration. Siyayibona leyanto. Njengoba manje ezobuyisana no Esau his brother, uphethe amagusha ayi 220, uphethe izimbuzi ezi 220. So we are establishing this number ke njengamanje ukuthi u-220 it is to do nani, it is to do nokubuyisana noNkulunkulu, siyabona, or it is to do with restoration, this restoration. Ake siphinde senze i-application ubone ukuthi kahle kahle uNkulunkulu usebenzisa kanjani lezi zinto. John chapter 2. Ake siye ku-John chapter 2. Start at verse 18, right? And then answered the Jews and said unto him, What sign showest thou unto us, seeing that thou doest these things? Nabo-ke abantu besign laba kusabakhumbula. Babuza futhi la ukuthi what sign osibonisa yona? Kuze sibone ukuthi uyazenza lezi zinto. Right? Abese ethini uKristu? Verse 19. Jesus answered and said unto them, Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up. Right? Angithi siyazi ukuthi ukhuluma ngomzimba wakhe, umzimba wakhe uyithempeli angithi, and uthi uzolivusa le tempeli in 3 days, right? Bese bethi nama Jews, verse 20, Then said the Jews, 46 years was this temple in building. Wilt thou rear it up in 3 days? So, ama-Jews athi, leli tempeli lina how long lakhiwa? 46 years. And so again, sesi-establishile ke manje ukuthi from 1798 to 1844, it is how much? 46 years. And from the time of the end, uNkulunkulu wenzani manje la? Is building his temple. So, le temple alakhayo, spiritual temple, this is the temple of the Millerites. May keep abantu bakhe ebumnyameni with darkness ya 1260 years. Time of the end 1798 sizikhulumile lezi zinto. It will take 46 years to establish this temple. By 1844, this temple is finished. Siyayibona leyana. And sithi, this temple al-buildayo la will also involve 1, 2, 3, roughly 3 angels to build this temple. Siyabona? So, though we know ukuthi 1 and 2, this temple is finished, but the third angel begins 1844. But 3 angels to build a temple. Just like when you read Ezra chapter 6, I think it's verse 14, lizothini, leli temple lakhiwe ngaphansi kwamakhosi, kwama-decree amathathu, amakhosi amathathu, Cyrus, Darius, and Artaxerxes. And then bese leli temple liyakhiwa 457 a decree yesithathu. Siyayikhumbula leyana. So sithi ke sithi amaJuda ayabuza ukuthi uthini? Uthi le temple leli uzolidestroya ulakhe in 3 days wena. Angithi yena usho itemple lakho lomzimba. AmaJuda wona acabanga itemple leli elika Solomon yize selirenovatiwe ke la selivele selakhiwa nabanye abantu kungaselona exactly leli lika Solomon, because Nebuchadnezzar will destroy laqala phansi lakhiwa after 70 AD angithi, and so forth. bathi labantu it took 46 years to build lelia temple elalikhona ngesikhathi uChrist eme lapha. So sithi this 46 is the number of building the temple. But now it is pointing forward with history la kwakhiwa khona this spiritual temple. Methu Christ, I will raise it up in 3 days. Sithi it takes 3 angels' messages to raise this temple up. So right there, Christ prophetically is talking to us as students of prophecy. Jehovah says it took 3 angels to build this temple, or it took 3 degrees to build this temple. It took 3 days. And also it took 46 years to build this spiritual temple. When sikhuluma temple lama Millerite, Jehovah besho bethi it took 46 years ukwakha lelia temple lika Herod. So sithini eyogcina into ke manje ufuna uyibona. Angithi you can see ukuthi lento esikhulumayo ikhuluma nge-restoration. This restoration uKristu mekhulunywa ngaleli temple sithini? Sithi uzoyithola phi kuJohn chapter 2 verse 20. So believe it or not, maybe no angizwa kahle, but sithi manje this 220, if we believe ukuthi this 220 is a symbol ye restoration, so sithi it is not by accident. Akusi accident ukuthi even make discuss this restoration of this temple temple elumzimba kaKristu. Yonke lonto sithole kuJohn chapter 2 verse 20. Ayike enye into engizoyisho ngaphandle kwaloko. We've established ukuthi 220 is to do with this restoration, and this is why after 220, 457 BC, you see this restoration moving forward kuze kuyofika ku 1844. And so ngicabanga ukuthi sizovala la okwamanje, sibone ukuthi in the future sizokwenzani ngale 2520. So we've established 1863 sithe ufakazi oqala lo. Again saveza namanye ama points la ukuthi northern tribe, this 2520 northern tribe ihlukene into 2 1260s. Ngoba 1260 is noted in the scripture. This is why it's noted lomunye 1260. And this is the 2520 of the scattering. But from 1798 moving forward, God is gathering his people. Bese khulunywa ke manje ngale gathering, ngale restoration esithola ku John chapter 2 verse 20. And then bese khulunywa ke ngalo 46 years esimaziyo from 1798 to 1844. This is this restoration. So this 2520, it is to do with this restoration. Lama concept ifuna ukwezwa ke lawo. So sithi ke if ama Millerite understood lama 2520s bese bewafunda together, babezokwazi ukudiscover ukuthi uKristu uyabuya ngo1863 njengoba nathi manje sikwazi ukudiscover, but sekuyipast kuthina ngithi yabo. So sithi ke this is 2520 roughly. And then sifundo sethu ke sizosivala la okwanamhlanje. I hope khona into esizwayo futhi ngalema 2520s. Moving forward, I hope uNkulunkulu uzosiblessa futhi. Amen.